What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again here on your favorite black male show, the Brother Pill Podcast, the true black male show of the Black Manosphere here on YouTube. Man, I want to thank the brothers for really supporting us on our comeback. We're making the comeback to season 5, so we're doing like a little bit of a preliminary season. And then, we're going to bring back Obsidian into the mix. We're just trying to make sure we have a market for what we do. But I'm going to introduce myself. My name is O'Shea Duke Jackson, 1/3 of the Brother Pill. Right now, 1/2 of the Brother Pill. Me and LAR are the original core that's still left from all the seasons. And LAR, go ahead on, man. Let them know what's up, brother.
It's LAR movement and the shenanigans shall begin.
All right, so this is a little bit, LAR is the king of the evergreen topics. And that means topics you could use anytime, anywhere, right? I do trending. He is the king of the evergreen. And what we're talking about today is the rise of the bisexual black men with black women. And I want to post some screenshots here because there's a group that I'm actually in, which is an African-American group that I get a lot of my nigga stories from. And there's a sister that posted this, and she says, "Where them bisexual niggas talking about some freaks? Boys, shut up and eat this P and S the D at the same time. Only a few will understand." Okay. So LAR, and there's another another post that I will read a little bit later, but why did you pick this topic right now, as far as this?
I had saw the video. What was that? Consciously talking about biphobia and women, why black women don't like bisexual men and like bisexual men. And I'm cracking up because in my mind, I'm thinking, y'all keep saying these guys are dogs and no good, but y'all letting the dude, you falling in love with guys who don't eat pickles, but they eat pickles. And here's the problem with this. Y'all can't blame everything on us. Because I think bisexuality is more of a black female thing, but if y'all gonna screw bisexual, y'all. Don't tell me you got options. Don't tell me you want to divest. Don't tell me you could become a wife whenever you want to be, because if you out here liking dudes who like eggplant emojis, and that's cool with you, y'all having babies with some of these guys, y'all having threesomes with, I don't even want to imagine with some of these guys. This is beyond dusty. Okay? I just want you to understand this is beyond dusty. Like, you can't have white sheets in your house because you just don't know what's gonna happen. So this is the problem. Y'all don't know what y'all want. Y'all just don't know what y'all want. And if everything is fair game, then everything is fair game, right? Just, hey, you use a vibrator, he use a vibrator. Like,
it's funny you say that, right? Because okay, we're gonna put this on the screen. Star Jones, you remember Star Jones, right? Star Jones used to be on The View, and she's also she lost a lot of weight. She's also a practicing attorney, so very intelligent black woman and very talented. Well, it just came out like a few days ago that her ex-husband, who is Al Reynolds, okay, she knew that he was bisexual before she married him, okay? And obviously they are the divorced now. I mean, if you look at this picture, he got that big red perm from the 5 heartbeats on this one. That he got that 5 heartbeats. But yeah, so she actually knew it. So go ahead, Eliar. Where do you want to go with this?
My business hours are from 9 to 5.
Right.
See, first and foremost, it seems like this is more of a bad built woman thing, because if she can't get nobody,
right,
she could get somebody that like male body. You know, this is the whole. What is the movie? How Stella got her groove back.
Right.
That's how she got her groove back.
Yeah. He ended up being gay too, like completely gay.
You know, there was a certain basketball player people was talking about not too long ago, last year, this year, about getting caught with people. Okay, cool. But seems like the guy getting married. Orlando Magic, Lakers, Houston Rockets, Washington Wizards, Philadelphia.
Oh, Dwight Howard, yeah.
But here's the problem. Yeah, but here's the problem. He's still smashing these chicks.
Yeah.
So obviously,
like a lot of kids too.
So it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, if these guys can they don't have to pull out. See, some of y'all got pregnant because he couldn't get them dudes pregnant, so he ain't used to pulling out. See, so and y'all don't care. So this is where we going with this. I'm sorry, I just said, hey, I'm trying to keep it as PG as possible, but. This is where y'all at. This is where all of you at with y'all movements, with y'all empowerment. We see this is what intersectionality does.
Right.
Isley Brothers didn't mean for y'all to be playing in between the sheets with this, but y'all doing it anyway. So when y'all saying these guys, and if you notice the rise of women trying to be more manly and liking more effeminate men, what is that about?
Right. No, that's true.
And I've known women for years who said that they've got their rough ride on some guys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We got to do a show about that topic, emasculating black men in the bedroom and in public, right? Or public in the bedroom. But let me get into this real quick, because obviously the black community is always been a lot more harsh on, being LGBT than the other communities, especially amongst the men. And to be honest, from what I understand, it's still that way. I don't know about the younger guys, but it appears to still be, if you're a guy and you're gay or bisexual, it's something that you still, for your own safety, depending on where you live, you might want to keep that private. If you are trying to still deal in the heterosexual ranks. Now, but what you will see though is now, if you look at guys like Russell Westbrook, sometimes how LeBron James dresses, you see guys who are dressing
like Grace Jones.
Yeah, metrosexual, something like that. But the thing about it is, when it comes to the women, and you see what the sister said, that he is bisexual and, they're freaks. Here's what I think at the end of the day. If a woman feels that this man, she's going to get approval from her friends, and if she's physically attracted to him, it doesn't matter if he's gay. It doesn't matter if he's bisexual. It doesn't matter if he's heterosexual, because see, that's what we don't understand. Like black women, they're very influenced, in my opinion, by the greater group that they're around. And that's the thing. A lot of black women, Brother Al Greaves was talking about that on my show, where he said that, there was a sister that was out there and she came across a UPS man, but she wanted to date him. But because the friends told her that he wasn't good enough for her, he didn't date her, right? That's what he said. We might play that clip right now.
I had a chick, she was just saying, she just graduated from college. She was working for some company. She said she was making about 35, 40 grand a year just starting out. And she was, the dude, the UPS guy, she was attracted to him and they would flirt a lot. And her girlfriends pull her to the side like, shit, he wear that brown uniform. You don't fool with him. Don't fool with him. And she said she felt she missed out on a good thing because she allowed him influence her based on the guy's appearance, but didn't know him, didn't know his intangibles, hardworking guy. The dudes that deliver for UPS making 70.
But here's the situation with what I want to talk about here. If a black woman likes you and is really into you, sexuality, it doesn't matter, because it's just the same, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that this is for all, right? Because for some women, they're not going to be able to accept that. But if you are a guy that has a lot of women, does it matter? A lot of times, yes, some sisters will date you, but some will see it as a challenge. A man that has other men and women, obviously, well, let me be the first lady that can make him give up all the rest of these niggas and women for me. And it's like, girl, I can change them, right? That's a challenge for them. It's not boring. And another thing too, let's be real. If you look for, black women are a little bit more liberal for who they would date, because the black community, we got a lot of people in our community that are more likely to go to jail. And if you're a guy and you're more likely to go to jail, then you're more likely to be institutionalized in that way. When you come out, and you do know that sisters like to deal with guys. I'm not saying they like to deal with guys, but they will not hold it against him. And guys who come out of prison have dealt with other guys. They don't stop. Some guys do it in there, from what I've been told, and they might do it, and then when they get out, they'll stop. But then some guys will go in there and do it, and then that's just a part of who they are now. But see, sisters, and the thing about it, what I think, LAR, is that they know this. They like, you can tell if a man is really into a woman or not, but it doesn't matter. They will play a blind eye to it for the fact that he's a good looking man. When I go out with him, I got props. Other people are jealous when I'm with him. The people, so he makes me look good. He represents me very well. You know what I mean? So because of that, it doesn't really matter that he is not really into women as much. And the thing about it's the same thing, I think, also like with black women who date racists, because you have that going on. Well, I know he is a racist, but he's talking about me. He likes me. He's bisexual, but he's with me. So as long as he's not bisexual with me, then those tendencies are not going to be there. But then here's the problem, LER. Then when it becomes that you find out that he's messing with Pookie, Ray Ray, Lil Tony, or in some cases, I've read stories, your hairdresser who's gay, then all of a sudden he's all of these F-bombs. Now he's all these derogatory terms that we can't say on YouTube. Now all of a sudden, not only is he like that, all black men, can I get some dating music? He's sweet. He hella sweetie, yeah. Yeah, all you niggas is like that. See, now it's a problem. And the thing is that it goes back to, as long as I like him, he don't have to bring nothing else to the table. If he's my type, he looks like what I want him to look, he's my height, that's it. And especially, as you said, if they're a little bit unattractive, older, they're gonna take what they can get they will take a guy that has what they think is considered handsome than what is considered a builder. What you say about that, brother?
Ooh, where we gonna start? This is where liking thugs. See, this is the con of liking thugs. Fleece Johnson might have had your man at a particular point. So, if you like thugs, then you know what I'm saying? Hey, he might have been a thug that was on the bottom. Just saying. Now, the other part about it with the races, see, people don't think about it when people talk about cucks and where that term comes from. If you the type of guy that likes to see other guys smash your woman, you like dudes. See, there's always been a liking dudes element to that. Now, you ladies seem to act like, even with the friends, the friends are cool with it. See, y'all ladies want to act like the I can change them thing doesn't happen too often. It happens more than it should. You know how we know it happens more than it should? Because there are certain people in your dating history you don't want to talk about. That you don't want us to see them in public. Not just the Pookie and Ray Ray, but just to like, what the you doing with it? What? See, Mm. Let me do this right. So, you willing to relax your standards out of loneliness. So I won't say crazy stuff. You see, there are certain people in our community that if you poor, if you broke, if your woman got money and he ain't got no money and he like dudes and women, she'll subsidize that just to have a man. There are people who haven't had sex, so being a freak, a super freak, a hedonistic freak, and you've been reading too many Zane books, you'll be with any kind of guy. And not to mention, there's some of you ladies who are bisexual yourselves. So you know, there are a particular portion of y'all that's like, y'all gonna be hypocritical and you're not messing with a man that messes with the same sex, but you mess with women. But then some of y'all be like, and furthermore, most important, some of y'all like guys because it could be a mutual thing where that might be the demographic of men that actually get you pregnant when you want to have kids at 30-something years old, 40 years old. He want to have kids, you want to have kids, so you screwing a guy that, you know, has questionable sexuality because straight men ain't trying to have a kid with you. See, we act like some of this stuff don't go on, but it does. First, like, have you seen too many stud lesbians with kids? You know, not all of those girls was messing with a guy that just like women. Mm-hmm. But let's take this one extra step further.
Okay.
Some of y'all want to be with and like bisexual men because that's the only man you can be more manly than. So that's why you like the dynamic. You know, you want to wear the pants in a relationship, and he's all right wearing a tiara or a thong. And see, you want to look one way in public, but in private, you still want to be the man. But if your man is smashing James because you wanted to be a man, that's your fault. See, some of y'all wind up simping for quote unquote power or empowerment. You got to pay for your empowerment. And sometimes you're not going to deal with guys who are willing to take that. Even the guys that are not bisexual and they fresh out of jail, they're not going to take you, treating them, talking to them any kind of way. But you can get a guy that like guys to do that. Because sometimes he like girls. And we grown anyways. See, here's the thing. The fact that we grown, we can say this straight up. Really? No, you gay. Okay? That's under the alphabet flag. All of those people like the same sex. You're just gay. You know, because y'all know these guys ain't going to turn around and just like women forever.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I mean,
it's I don't know. I'm confused. Is it half gay? Is it okay? What I don't know when you get into the terms that
you are not the heterosexual. Like it's
yes, that's what it is. So you can classify however you want to do it. This is the thing that's crazy to me. Is okay. So you know, a lot of ladies want to just say, well, I was reading this on Facebook on the post. I won't post all those screenshots here, but you know, the defense was, well, he's down low anyway, you know, or a lot of you guys are down low, which, you know, that is true. There are a lot of brothers, I would assume that, not a lot, I don't know how many, but I would assume that there was, go ahead.
These guys are down low in the public and up high in your house.
I don't know the number. I don't care about the number, but I would assume that there are a lot of guys who are actually, or there are guys who actually participate in that. I mean, because just like in the church, oh no, I'm saved and sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. No, you're not. Okay, so obviously there's some dudes who are in that lifestyle that don't want to come out and admit it, because there's been like too many stories and movies. Go ahead.
Like FAMU politicians.
Yes, Andrew Gillum. I'm gonna make him part of the thumbnail. But if you look at Andrew Gillum, and I'm not saying that everybody is because you can't stereotype, a person's how they portray themselves, like because they're bi or gay or something like that. That doesn't mean that they have those stereotypical tendencies. But it would assume to me that these women who understand that this guy is not into me, there's something fishy. He's trying to hide something. You know what I mean? It should seem like, because women have a really good, one thing about women that men may not have as much, it's intuition. Now, don't get me wrong, we have it, but it's not in our, mentality to go around trying to snoop all the time. Women do. Women are trying to find things. And I'm pretty sure that they have found some things that they just didn't like. But because they are dusting it up and sounding it up, they overlook those things. Okay? And then here's the problem that I'm going to have with them overlooking those things, Eliar. It's going to be a problem until you find out, or you come home and then you find out, and then all of a sudden, now you want to start disrespecting the guy based on his sexuality, which is what they do. And here's the problem. You have no problem dealing with the guy, but now when he does something you don't like, then you throw it in his face. Because sisters do that. Not all, but they do it enough. Go ahead.
See, let's see who set one of the biggest precedents for this. So you would consider a guy bisexual as a guy who slept with guys willingly, or a guy willingly at least once in his life, right? At least once. So, and if a woman's willing to be with a guy like that, people are like, that's not a big deal. That's a big deal or something. Well, I got a name for y'all, Hugh Hefner.
Oh, yeah.
He's a guy who slept with guys before because he felt like he was just going to experiment and take it all the way there. Since he's the Playboy King, he was the Playboy King with some boys too. And didn't matter because he had a nice house and a nice car and he could take pictures of you. So people's proclivities don't really matter as long as they got bread. See, when a guy gets in front of a church and say, I don't like men no more, I like women, and then he winds up with a girlfriend.
Andrew Caldwell.
I'm just saying, did he get somebody pregnant?
No, he's very, in my opinion, I did a story on him. He's actually hella funny.
He is hilarious.
But he's definitely, he beat somebody up the other day, so he's definitely not into women though, for sure.
But he was at when he wasn't gay no more. There was women who were just like, okay, and they was willing to take that on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. See that I know women are gonna say it's a double standard. It is. And I'm not gonna hurt your feelings, but I'm gonna tell you why it's a double standard.
Mm-hmm.
Most gay women, and lesbian women, and bisexual women use dildos, vibrators, lightsabers, eggplants, cucumbers, bananas. So you don't really see You never heard of a term of gay guys, like I said, strapping on a vagina to his boyfriend. See, those guys really don't like women. You women really still like guys. Y'all don't give up the lightsaber. You know, y'all still want the force to be with you and in you, even though you say you don't like guys no more. So it is a double standard. But why are y'all taking these guys back? And maybe, just maybe, I could be wrong. You see women marrying themselves, marrying statues, marrying dogs. I mean, at some point, somebody's going to marry some gum. I mean, at some point, because you just don't want to be alone. So it's not far-fetched to see y'all going to marry a guy who doesn't necessarily full-time like women or men. So you say. What y'all going to do about that, though? Because y'all say, you remember this old time, O'Shea? All the good men are taken in jail, dead, or
Gay.
Y'all considered the good men, so they could be good men just off the rip. No single, so it wasn't a single straight man that was, single man. He's not a good guy. Y'all put this in your own ideology. So if y'all like it, y'all got to deal with it. And we don't want to hear about you crying about getting cheated on, and some sweet guy put the skibbity paps on you, because he want his boyfriend back. That's your fault. He's on the down low. No, he not. No, he not. No, he not. No, he not. You see how this man dressed. He wears stuff that Prince wouldn't wear. You see that. You see how this guy acts. He on the down low. Okay, all right. So you say. Didn't your girlfriend say something was up with him? Your mama said something was up with him?
Right.
Your
That's
brother
the
said
thing.
something was
Okay,
up?
break it, because people be pointing out stuff to him about the guy and they don't want to listen.
Mm-hmm. Pastor said something was up with him. Mm-hmm. Everybody said something was up. See, it seems weird that y'all can call straight guys gay immediately, but gay guys you can't, but you don't see it. That don't seem logical to us. Now this guy who doesn't like you, now he don't like women. But this guy that doesn't like women, he likes you. Even your kids see it. You do realize this, right? You do realize even your kids see this. Like, can you teach me how to throw a football? Mama, he can't really throw a football right. I don't. He wasn't throwing the football like I seen the people on TV. Something's off with that. What about, can you play basketball? Mama, I don't like the way he tried to post me up. I don't like that.
I would disagree probably, because
this
is I think where we get stereotypes wrong, man. Some of these niggas are with 50-inch verticals. I mean, we all know about the legendary Emil Griffith, the boxer. Emil Griffith was, if you looked at his autobiography and things, he was taking it all kind of ways, according to people back in the day. But he actually killed a guy in the ring that called him gay. He hit the dude like 16 times in a row and killed him. Emil Griffith was openly bisexual and would kill you. So that whole thing about like, these guys are just, I don't believe that that's true. You got people that's that in that lifestyle, I would assume, that are, some of them niggas are shooters. You know what I'm saying? You know, some of them niggas is will dunk on you. You know, I think that's what the thing is, because let's be honest. I mean, outside of that, because it's not like the sisters are dealing with these guys that are like, you know, the choir director at church, hella feminine. What's happening, in my opinion, is these dudes, a lot of those guys, they can't. He don't have those feminine tendencies. He's still like a man. You know what I'm saying?
See, one of my favorite boxers of all time, I suspect he's bi.
Who?
Right? You gonna make me do this?
Yeah.
Miguel Cotto.
He is from a Latin country. So
I mean, but he's still. He's
you
still
think so though?
Yep.
He be going to war with cats.
I know him and Maravilla, which is Sergio Martinez. There was rumors about that, but I don't know. But I get what you're saying. They got some guys who are in that alphabet game that got them hands. They got them skibbity paps. They can give them out. But that's not the majority.
You don't think so?
No. You know, people might be best friends. What about D Wade? Because the way he been acting lately, like yeah, he was dunking on people for years. I get it, but no, sorry, no.
Yeah,
you know, they still, these guys are still physically men, but it's a reason. It's a reason why the stereotype is they soft. It's a reason.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that. I think what happens is that because, all right, in the 80s, even with the, 80s, 90s, if you say, oh, the guy was gay, he would be the one at playing the organ at church or directing the choir. It was obvious to see that. In today's game, from what I would understand is that even guys who act like that, or even girls who act like that, because the one thing about the LGBT community is funny after, like reading it before this show, is they get mad if we say words about them, but they call each other that. Mm-hmm. Like, the guys will call each other the F word, the girls will call each other the derogatory things. So even in certain communities, the guy who's more feminine, he made fun of, even in the, you know what I'm saying, in that circle. So I would think that it's probably something that we just can't really say what it is, because we don't know who these people are. We just don't. It's a lot of niggas out here. I mean, not a lot, but like if I was in Atlanta, DC, I lived in DC. I told this story. One of the most weirdest things I've ever seen, man, in DC was niggas going down the street like it was a nigga, like a real nigga.
I already know what you mean.
I had two stories of this. Like the nigga would come on like it was. Then the next day I saw the nigga. He had on heels, but this nigga was a real like you would never have known that nigga was living that life. I'm like, you see the nigga the other day, like man, it's like he just was out there shooting up the block. You just don't. Some niggas, you just, you know what I mean. People, women or men, you just don't know how they really think. You can't really get in their head. I'm not saying that they're not like that, but what I'm saying is that black women, when they go and look for these guys, they think that I'm assuming that some of them are attracted to the masculine side, but again, what you're saying is true. They do look for somebody that's a little bit more, they can dominate. Because I was in the gym one day. Ruthie Bolton used to play for the Sacramento Monarchs.
Money Ruthie, yeah, she was on that commercial back in the day with the Olympics. I remember
she
her.
Had a nigga that was, I was going to California Family Fitness back in the day. She had a nigga that was in there, that was her boyfriend. For sure, that nigga was not, I could have, but again, he was somebody that was light skinned, somebody that he could, and that was the rumor across the city. Her dude was funny, and she knew about it. And it's obvious if you looked at the guy, man, like, man, this dude is You know what I'm saying? Everybody talked about it in the city.
See, it's twofold with this. We think of women like to talk about the Jason Collins type of guy that want to come out the closet as he done played you and now he a hero. But it's the other type of guy that we get that. If you got in one of them situations, we get it. You know, but these other situations where these dudes looking like skinny jean, young thug looking cats, you know, Prince perms, and we looking like look, it's 2021 and he got an S curl. Now you know something's up. Like, yeah, he don't hang out with the fellas like that, but he hang out with the, when you see his friends, you kind of like, I don't know. You know, it's one thing to be looked at as a feminine. It's another thing when people I ain't never seen him with a woman. Like, what happens when you around his family and his family is asking you, like, y'all together? Like, y'all, you know, we don't have a history of James like bringing women around here in general. Like, we was concerned, we was worried about James. James, 38 years old. They don't know, they still don't know. Like, if the family's asking questions, your family's asking questions, these are the people we be like, I don't know. You know, going back to that thug thing, that's in that. But what about, oh boy. So what happens with the demographic of men who are a little too, my grandmother used to say, she don't want her daughters to be with a man who think he prettier than her. When you're starting to date pretty boys and guys that are bent on being prettier than you, you never think about it. It never comes into play. See, some of y'all act like, you know, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. And some of y'all could blame, you know, I guess modern day parenting, because these guys are quote unquote in touch with their feminine side and their feelings. And some of this ain't feelings, man. Am I tripping? You know, just let me know. Furthermore, what do you want guys to do? Like, how do you want guys to take you after these situations? Because I think that's the more important question. Like, when you do these things and we see you do these things purposely, and you play naive and you play like you didn't know, but everybody else knew, but you, how do you want the guys to take you after that? Like, is this guy supposed to be like, oh, okay, that's it, that's what you do? No, because he might feel you might try to bring that lifestyle into his life, and he probably not feeling that. You know, and this is why, you know, the conversation with the brother was so interesting, because some people think, you know, there's a homophobia, but it's more so, maybe I just don't want your life. And some of you ladies, I don't want y'all bringing that lifestyle into my heterosexual life. Period. You know, what's the big deal with that? I think some women have gotten to the point where they're so free with sexuality, they do things ain't no coming back from. And y'all want guys to accept stuff that's just past the line.
And it's funny because the black community was never like that, you know, up until, and still I don't think that it's like that, but it's, you know, with the newer, younger generation, you know, with the conditioning of what you're seeing now towards sexuality and the openness about it, and, you know, kids coming out, you know, as like as young as 8 or 9. Society is being conditioned to accept these things, and what's happening effectively in the Black community is that this is what you're seeing. So now people, and then if you come out and say something against it that is wrong, then because a lot of Black people are democratic and liberal, which that's the factory for the support of the the LGBT community, the support of the left. So if you come out with those values against that, you're gonna get fired. You're gonna get there's a lot of things that's gonna happen. So you can't be down with them and not say I don't like this. You have to go along to get along. So you can't pick and choose, and that's the issue here. So go ahead.
My bad. Like a hypothetical, and I think we brought this up a while ago. What if, hypothetically speaking, D-Wade's son decided after puberty, you know what? I think I like girls. And then after that decided, I think I like guys. The young girls already know how he felt prior. As he get older, those women will know how he, went back and forth. Like even like with Will Smith wearing dresses and stuff, people was looking at him sideways. Like, but what about the guys that you want to date after that? Because in a sense, this opens Pandora's box. Because when you said the young girls are coming out at a young age, these young girls are coming out before they hit puberty. So in some ways they're looked at as, they're kids, they don't know what they're talking about. And in other ways, it's like, hey, some people write them off completely. And I think the issue is, if a guy does that, we just write him, you written off. That's it. You went on that side of the fence, you on that side of the fence. Forever, there's no coming back. But you ladies are not, y'all are more, he could come back on Thursday, but I might not, but Saturday, I don't know. Like, y'all not definitive about that. And the fact that y'all not definitive about that, it kind of breeds a crazy hypocrisy, because you'll know what's going on, and then it doesn't go the way you like it, and then you disrespect the guy, like she was saying earlier.
Yeah. That's definitely gonna come, because the thing about it is, a lot of them, if the guy opens up and says this is how he is, even if you tell information about himself in general, some of them is petty enough to put that against you. You know what I mean? Like, then it's a problem. Then all Black men are like that. So for me, it's like, look, if you like this, if this is the kind of guy that you like, and I think a lot of them are getting into these relationships with men like this, and they know what they're getting into. Don't complain about it when it's not what you want, or you end up catching something that you don't want, because you knew what you're getting into. Go ahead.
The weird thing about it is just like any other type of thing, right? Now, you make fun of certain pastors who are for the streets, right? You know what you're getting into, because you see he done cheated on the last 37 people. So why should I feel sorry for you? If you dealing with a guy who in the streets and he get caught up, you know what you're getting into. So why should somebody feel sorry for you? Like, these are one of the situations like where a guy's a thief and he steal from you. You knew he was a thief. You know this guy has multiple kids by multiple women, and he don't really do nothing for his kids, and you get pregnant by him. You know what you're getting into. This is the same situation though. Because it doesn't even look like people act like you can hide this very well. In my opinion, somebody being able to hide it very well is an anomaly. It's an anomaly. It's not the norm. So if this is what y'all, So, and some of y'all don't want to admit y'all into this, or y'all willing to do this because. Can I just say something like that? That I'm gonna try to keep it PG.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some of y'all are just sexually dusty.
Uh-oh.
Some of your sex life is sandling it up and weaving it up. You just
hold on a
sexually
second.
dusty.
Dating music. Go ahead, say it again. Put the dating music on there. Dating music. Wait,
some of y'all are just
dating music.
Some of y'all just sexually dusty. You got it. Your sex life is sandling it up. Your sex life is dusting it up. Your sex life is weaving it up. Your sex life is homosexualing it up. You got a dusty sex life. And you're willing to do anything, because it's sex. Some of y'all are just dusty sex simps. Anything for some sex, no matter how freaky or non-freaky it is. Some of y'all are just... What happens is you either ain't got nothing in a long time, so you just said, forget it, I'm gonna break the mold and do whatever. I don't care. That's what's going on. And when y'all say you can't, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. Yes, you did. But you just dusty. That's it. I'll leave it at that.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and close that out. This is your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, the LER Movement, with another episode of the Brother Pill Podcast. For those of you who want to subscribe to LER, I'm a little under the weather, but go ahead and go to the first comment pinned to the top. And LER, any last words, bro?
Subscribe and enjoy the show.
Peace, niggas.